What's up? What's up? Hey y'all, it's Natalie and welcome back to episode 2 of Run That Back. Now, like many of us, the past few months have ate me up and spit me the fuck out.
You're still missed, but it is what it is. Still you rise, I guess.
Hence the distance between episodes. But one of the few things that gets me through being digested by life is a deep dive into my favorite genre of film, the campy comedy. Now, campy comedies remind me of a time where media literacy was the norm and satire and sarcasm thrived, which is genuinely my biggest qualm with the current state of things. I mean, as a funny bitch, as a sarcastic bitch, as a bitch with the energy of the yellow fish from SpongeBob.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Very few people understand sarcasm and satire, and it's genuinely heartbreaking. So today we're going to take a deep dive into some of my favorite campy comedies that not only raise the vibrations when life feels like sadness just touched a core memory.
Hey, sadness, you touched a memory?
You stupid fucking bitch. But also teach amazing lessons about the life and reality we live in. Genuinely, some of them tried to warn us about our current reality, but I digress. Now, before we dive in, let me explain to you what a campy comedy is. Now, camp itself is exaggeration. It is the over-the-top, occasionally incongruent, ironic, and humorous expression of one's self, thoughts, and beliefs. Camp puts things in your face in a way that you literally cannot ignore. Hence, why some of our best campy moments in history come during times where things aren't going so well politically, and not at the Met Gala.
Now check that.
Camp is an art form that has been a way for many, especially the queer community, to make themselves heard. Camp makes you the message that cannot be ignored. And whether in ballroom, fashion, or media, camp has provided this space for many of us to find understanding not just in each other, but ourselves. Camp is how I found my voice. Camp is how I found understanding of this crazy world we live in. Camp is how I learned the things that society taught us to fear and hate are just the remnants of a supremacist empire fighting for control through division. Camp is how I found me. Now, before I get emotional, here are 5 of my favorite campy comedies that I genuinely hope you check out. So, if you've had the pleasure of knowing me, you've most likely had me talk your head off about the absolute masterpiece that is the Addams Family Values. Now, this is not just my favorite campy comedy, but what I consider one of the best political comedies of our time. Written by Paul Rudnick, who gave us other bangers like Sister Act and The Stepford Wives, which we'll get to later. The Addams Family Values is the film that completely radicalized me as a young emo child. Now, I'm sure we all know the tale of the Addams, a very macabre family who aren't just creepy, kooky, mysterious, and spooky. See what I did there? But who stand as an antithesis to your standard American Christian nuclear family. Now, instead of the cookie cutter pastel image we were often served that cloaked the gender role-centered, God-led, emotionally repressed families that hate each other, the Addams Family is one that broke away from that norm. Now, at a time where the main form of entertainment were shows about useless men with diets of coffee, tires, and cigarettes.
Steak and donut sandwich, please.
You want cigarettes on that sandwich?
What do I look like, a Mary? Yes, I want cigarettes.
That consistently talked about hating their wives and children as a form of comedy, the Addams made their way from comic to screen in 1964, offering a different depiction of family. A family where the parents, Gomez and Morticia, are passionately in love. A family where the children are allowed to express themselves openly and passionately. A family where matriarchy ruled and protected. The Addams satirically introduced the world to what love should look like at a time where parents had to be asked every night at 10 p.m., "Do you know where your children are?"
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Yep, that was literally a thing, y'all. The parents of boomers literally had to be reminded to check on their kids. But as someone who's followed the Addams from their TV series to their cartoon and their adventure with Scooby and the gang all the way to their peak films in the 90s, The Addams Family Value is by far my favorite adaptation. Opening with this iconic scene while Morticia is giving birth to the third Addams child.
Stork flew down from heaven and left a diamond under a leaf in the cabbage patch, and the diamond turned into a baby.
Our parents are having a baby too. They had sex.
Such a profound statement at a time where the boom in teen pregnancy made people realize sexual education was important. Gomez and Morticia made sure their children were aware. Again, a satirical antithesis to the average American family. We then get to see how the Addams adjust to a third child. With Wednesday and Pugsley's incessant attempts to offing their younger sibling to maintain the status quo, Morticia has found herself overwhelmed.
Do it. Hold him still. You missed.
One house, 3 children. So many windows.
My darling, it's you I'm worried about. The stress, all this squabbling.
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm just like any modern woman, trying to have it all. It's just I wish I had more time to seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade.
Unlike other husbands and dads we've seen on TV, Gomez makes it his mission to get her some help via nanny. Now, just a quick reminder, the Addams are still billionaires, so outsourcing help is the way that they solve problems. But this leads us to the introduction of one of my favorite characters to exist, the Debbie Jelinski.
Hi, Addams residence. Ooh, it's old. And big.
Played by the Joan Cusack, Debbie is a woman with a plan. You see, she seamlessly blends into the Addams family and has her eyes on one thing, Uncle Fester.
Could you tell me, who is that man over by the punch bowl? That fascinating man? That oddly sensual man? That man who makes me quiver under my bodice? That bald man?
You see, we quickly find out that Debbie isn't just a nanny. Matter of fact, she isn't even a nanny, and Debbie isn't even her real name. She's actually a serial killer deemed the Black Widow who kills anyone who gets in the way of her materialistic ways.
Tonight on America's Most Disgusting Unsolved Crimes, we investigate the case of Ursula, Carmen, and Nadine. 3 very different women with one thing in common: murder.
She is the original girl boss and the perfect depiction of a certain type of feminism that is hitting our reality hard. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for women milking a man for everything he owns through sexual persuasion, but as Morticia said herself,
You have married Fester. You have destroyed his spirit. You have taken him from us. All that I could forgive. But Debbie... What? Pastels? Get out of my house!
such the perfect read for many out there who are willing to literally kill for financial gain, yet all that effort just to have poor taste. I mean, yuck. But that is just one of the many political points made throughout the film. I also can't forget to talk about Wednesday's summer camp experience. See, as Debbie begins to succeed in her plan, there was one person onto her, and that person was Wednesday, who quickly learned she's met her match, as Debbie convinces her parents she and her brother would like to attend summer camp.
Camp Chippewa. How charming.
What's a Chippewa?
It's an old Indian word.
It means orphan.
Camp Chippewa, America's foremost facility for privileged young adults. What better way to teach children about the reality of America than a summer camp built on stolen native land with a generic native name laced with toxic positivity, elitism, and a demand for conformity? You see, Camp Chippewa actually prepared me to attend a PWI and a work in corporate America. I mean, this scene alone.
Consuela, Irwin, and I'm still not sure just how to pronounce this. Jamal? Whatever.
Yeah, gave this little black girl a heads up. I mean, my name is Natalie, and people have still found ways to mispronounce it. But I digress. See, Wednesday's entire summer camp experience depicted what it's like for many of us who exist outside of that bubble of pastel conformity.
They have just never quite latched onto the Chippewa spirit. nor have some of their little comrades. Isn't that sad?
Yes!
Don't we just hate that?
Yes!
Don't we wish they would just die?
Yes!
And while Wednesday and Pugsley's time at camp may have been torture, and I mean that literally,
Get Bambi,
Lassie, come home.
the Little Mermaid.
Stop it.
He's only a child.
Don't worry. We're getting out of here.
But it's Disney.
they put those kids in a conversion cabin, y'all. But hey, they told us that the only way to fight against these systems is to play their games.
I want to smile and sing and dance and be Pocahontas in Gary's vision.
Oh, darling, do you really mean it? Isn't she pretty?
She's scaring me!
And hit them when they least expected.
And everyone loves you. Stop! Sit! Wait. What? We cannot break bread with you. Huh? Becky, what's going on? Wednesday! You have taken the land which is rightfully ours. Years from now, my people will be forced to live in mobile homes, on reservations. Your people will wear cardigans and drink highballs. We will sell our bracelets by the roadsides. You will play golf and enjoy hot hors d'oeuvres. My people will have pain and degradation. Your people will have stick shifts. The gods of my tribe have spoken. They have said, do not trust the pilgrims, especially Sarah Miller. And for all these reasons, I've decided to scalp you and burn your village to the ground. Children!
And while I don't want to give too much away, this film and much of the stories the Addams found themselves in are the perfect way to teach anyone a basic lesson in societal civics, and how the only way to truly beat a conformist society is to be as creepy, kooky, mysterious, and spooky as you possibly can be. Next, we will talk about one of my favorite Robin Williams films. Now, this is aside from World's Greatest Dad, which is a slept-on and very peak indie dark comedy, but today we're going to talk about Birdcage. Now, this is a remake of the 1976 French film La Cage aux Folles, which was an adaptation of the 1973 play by Jean Poet, starring Robin Williams, Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman, Christine Baranski, aka Miss Martha Mayhew, and so many more. This classic story follows a gay couple, Armand and Albert, who run a drag club in Miami called The Birdcage. With Armand running the business side of things and Albert being the star of the show, and the main character in making Armand's heart rate raise to the furthest heights.
No, it'll never pass. I hate my life. Oh, there is a packed house out there. That's all I am to you, isn't it? A meal ticket. I can't stand. Never mind about my feelings. Never mind about my suffering. It's just about your show. Not even our show, your show. Well, I want a palimony agreement. And I want one now.
Well, I don't have a palimony agreement on me right now. Is tomorrow all right?
While making showtime is important, Armand had another appointment to keep. Now, their son Val gets engaged to the love of his 20-year-old life, Barbara, who comes with some crazy baggage, aka Republican parents, even worse, Bush-era Republican parents, and a senator dad who leads the Coalition of Moral Order. Yuck! So Republicans with a sense of decorum that Trump-era Republicans lack, but still evil DL cucks.
What?
What's the matter, Kevin?
Jackson's dead.
Oh my God.
He died in bed? Whose bed? A prostitute?
No.
A minor? And black?
What?
I don't believe this. I don't fucking believe this. I'm ruined.
No.
Also crazy, the underage prostitute grew up to be Angela, Sean's girlfriend from Boy Meets World. But I digress. Now, crude parents aside, Armand and Albert were hesitant about this proposal because they felt Val hadn't truly experienced life yet.
Just breathe. Let it go. Breathe. Oh, you've heard.
Oh, Valley. Oh, my God. This is such a shock. I'm not saying anything. I promised your father. But you're only 20, and if you throw yourself away on some dormitory slut, you'll be sorry for the rest of your life. There, enough said. That's all. No more.
Now, on the other hand, Barbara's parents are in search for an escape from the scandal. They want to expedite the wedding, hoping a white traditional wedding will restore their image. So, her mother insists they visit South Beach to meet Armand and Albert, and also to escape the press who are on their tail. But there's one problem. They have no idea that Val's parents are gay, Jewish, let alone owners of a drag club. Now, Barbara lied and told them Armand is a cultural attaché to Greece and that Albert was a housewife.
You lying ass bitch.
Now, while Armand's fits in this film are nothing short of a cultural exchange that I would love to be a part of, we all know that's the furthest thing from the truth, which leads to one of the more heartbreaking scenes of the film.
Yes, I wear foundation. Yes, I live with a man. Yes, I'm a middle-aged fag. But I know who I am, Val. Took me 20 years to get here, and I'm not gonna let some idiot senator destroy that. Fuck the senator. I don't give a damn what he thinks.
But sadly, Armand's love for his son leads him to folding. So he coordinates with the housekeeper of my dreams to tone down the house and prepare for the arrival of Barbara and her parents.
Who put Playboy in the bathroom? Leave it, it's what they read. Look, don't add, just subtract, okay? Please hurry. Thank you.
While Armand tries to get Albert to leave for a few days so they can create this straight parent facade seamlessly. But that fails spectacularly.
We've been robbed.
Albie, no. I just taken a few things out. They'll all be in place by the time you get back.
Back? Where am I going?
You didn't tell him.
What? Tell me what?
Val's fiance is coming tonight with her parents, and we thought it'd be better if you weren't here.
I see. I see.
It's just for tonight.
I understand. It's just while people are here.
I must say, this is one of the many reasons birthing a straight male child is horrifying. To ask the people who have loved you unconditionally since birth to change everything about themselves to appease a woman and her Republican parents? Yeah! So, Armand and Albert fall in line with the plan, first by attempting to teach Albert how to be a man, but that also fails spectacularly.
Doing?
Screaming! I'm teaching you to act like a man. All right. All right. Now, this is a dinner party. Let's work with food. All right? Spread some mustard on the toast. Don't use the spoon, and don't dribble little dots of mustard.
No?
No. You take your knife, and you smear. Men smear.
Smear.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the goddamn pinky down. All right, make your fingers like iron, all right? Yeah, and stop trembling. Hold the knife boldly and with strength.
How can I pierce the toast?
So they move on to plan B, reaching out to Val's birth mother and asking her to be a part of the shenanigans, which Albert is not happy with one bit. And when they visit her, we see why quickly.
So much more masculine. So much hair. Come on, let me touch it. Ooh, look what a beautiful chain. Look how it glitters in that thick black nest of hair. Come on, unbutton your shirt.
Please be careful.
Touch
That's
your
silk.
chest. Your beautiful
Careful, you
hairy
pulled thread.
chest.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, Miss Archer, I couldn't stop him.
Albert?
You know, they played in Albert's face one too many times. He too should have reached in his purse and Especially because he not only was the star of the birdcage, keeping its doors open, not only did he step in as a parent to help raise Val, but at a time where gay marriage was not legal, he did it all without any long-term protection for himself, hence his fear of abandonment.
Oh, please, don't cry. It's all right. You can stay. No, I don't want to stay where I'm not wanted, where I can be thrown out on the whims without legal rights.
Got the palimony papers at home?
You're lying again. This is too much for me. Too much ugliness. Too much pain.
Maybe they had Albert out here living like a gay trad wife. But the one good thing about all these shenanigans is that it pushed Armand to prove just how much he loves Albert.
Yeah.
What's this?
Read it.
I don't understand.
What's so difficult? It's the palimony agreement. I told you I had it.
It says I have the right to give you half of everything I own.
Well, I thought it'd be safer if something happens to one of us.
But who owns it now?
You do.
Again, a real man, unlike Barbara's dad, which, speaking of, arrives to South Beach with his wife and Barbara in tow. Armand has completely transformed his home and himself to welcome them, and sadly, things immediately go wrong.
Call me. Oh.
Perfect.
Oi. It's their shoes. Good evening. I am Spartacus, the Goldman's butler. Please, come in.
Armand tries his best to keep things going, but another part of their plan fails as Val's birth mother gets caught in traffic and Albert, who has no idea she's coming, decides to take her place in drag.
Here I am. Oh, please forgive me for being so late, but the traffic was unbelievable. Senator Keeley, Mrs. Keeley, I'm so happy to meet you at last. And oh, you must be Barbara. What a pretty child. Come here and give me a hug.
And being the legendary queen he is, Albert wins over Barbara's parents by becoming the perfect drunk conservative wife.
Now, this is what Clinton didn't understand when he started in on school prayer and gays in the military.
All right for you. Now, there's an idiotic issue. Gays in the military. I mean, those haircuts, those uniforms. Who cares?
You shouldn't be talking about things you don't know about.
Val, don't patronize your mother. She's an amazingly intelligent woman. You know, I think homosexuality...
All right for
All fares well until the press removes a note meant to deter Val's birth mom, so she arrives to the dinner also introducing herself as Armand's wife, completely blowing their cover and forcing them to come clean. And of course, the senator whose peer just died under an underage sex worker deems their lives immoral and decides to leave. But he is met with a surprise at the door.
I just want to say, Mr. and Mrs. Whatever your name is, I hope this doesn't influence your vote.
Senator Keeley.
Oh, no.
Forcing him back into Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, with press surrounding the club, the senator of morality prepares for his political death and says one of the only profound things he said in this entire film.
It's perfectly innocent. You just came to meet the parents of the boy that Barbara wants to marry. You didn't know.
Louise, people in this country aren't interested in details. They don't even trust details. The only thing they trust is headlines.
Sound familiar? I mean, next time someone says history repeats itself, believe them. Because this seems to be a problem now, 30 years ago, and beyond. But even though the senator was ready to write them off and call off his daughter's wedding, Albert and Armand come up with the perfect plan to get them out of the club unnoticed. Birdcage is by far one of my favorite movies because it's an amazing depiction of what love looks like when you have a partner who accepts all of you. It's also a great depiction of the communities who conservatives try so hard to erase, being welcoming and aiding people who should be left to suffer.
I say let it die. Let it die, let it die. Let it shrivel up and come on, who's with me, huh?
But the love they have for each other, the love they had for their son, was greater than any hate the senator or any member of the Coalition of Morality could bring their way. Up next, we are talking about another Paul Rudnick banger, and that is the Stepford Wives.
I'm going to attach a pine cone to my vibrator and have a really Merry Christmas.
Another film that radicalized the young Natalie and soft lunch feelings I later learned to identify as Miss Andrew. Based on the 1972 novel by Ira Levin and a remake of the 1975 sci-fi horror film, Rudnick's take modernized a tale as old as time. Meaning, I'm sure several men these days wish they could toss us into a machine and make us their own little personalized robots that they could control at their will. And to be honest, we may be a rock throw away from that reality.
Well, then why is she called Aunt Fanny?
We couldn't call her Aunt Booty.
Whoa!
With a star-studded cast including Nicole Kidman, Bette Midler, Glenn Close, Matthew Broderick, Christopher Walken, and so many more, we are dropped into this tale meeting Joanna, played by Nicole Kidman, a hard-working, relentless television executive who is introducing the world to her new lineup of TV shows.
It's time that is...
Why?
Excuse me?
Why did you do it?
Oh my God, it's Hank from I Can Do Better. Hank, everyone!
No, stop it. I love Barbara. I had a family. I had a life.
Hank, I know it hurts. Love isn't easy.
I've got a great idea for another hot new show.
Well, tell it to us.
It's called Let's Kill All the Women.
Another man pissed off that his wife has autonomy. I mean, both of you signed up for this reality TV show knowing the outcome may be that you don't end up together. I mean, men leave their wives every day, but you don't see women shooting people in mass. Well, his fragile shenanigans caused the hardworking Joanna to get fired from her job.
We have shareholders. We can't let you sink the network. But we wish you only the best.
Yeah, which led to a nervous breakdown, which led to a lobotomy in the form of Xanax, and her husband moving their family to Stepford, Connecticut, a blushing community that looks like it was spit out of a 1960s Sears catalog. Aw, sweet little Matthew Broderick just wanted to take his wife to a place where she could refresh and recover from shock therapy. All this to say, Ferris Bueller just wanted to give his wife a day off. See what I did there? No? Okay. Anyway, things immediately seem a little off in Stepford. You see, the family is welcomed to the neighborhood by Claire, played by the iconic Glenn Close, whose description of Stepford feels predictably haunting.
Nicole, I knew this was the perfect house for you. It's the top of the line here at Stepford Estates, and it's got everything an American family could ever need. And it's also a smart house. Now, this controls the security system.
All secure.
It talks to the refrigerator.
We need juice. We need juice.
Oh, look, it's the puppy. Robo Rover 3000. Come on, boy, come on. Come on, come on.
So, traditional American values, a smart home, and an AI dog that all look pretty but barely work. Sound familiar at all? Again, this film came out in 2004, and yet its themes still ring loudly true 22 years later. So next, we are taken to the Stepford 4th of July party where we meet Bobby, a Jewish writer, and Roger, a renowned architect.
Excuse me. Am I the only one who finds all of this more than a little disturbing? We are celebrating our nation's birthday, but there are almost no African Americans, no Native Americans, no Asian Americans, and oh my God. Hey, you're Joanna Eberhard.
Yes.
You got such a raw deal.
Aren't you Bobby Markowitz?
Yes,
I love your books, especially the last one. What was it called? It was about your relationship with your mother.
I love you, but please die.
Oh.
Yes. Jerry thinks that I overdo, you know, everything.
Excuse me, aren't you Roger Bannister?
The amazing architect from the Times?
Oh, thank you. This is Jerry Harmon.
Hi.
Corporate attorney. But he's getting the help that he needs. Stop it. You stop it.
Yeah, no diversity when celebrating America. I really hate to say it, but again, sound familiar?
The crackers then transfer from one conveyor to another and land in neat stacks. So it's a smooth transition as the crackers move into lanes.
Anyway, these three immediately become friends as they do not fit in Stepford at all, which is shown even more during the square dance when one of the wives begins to malfunction on the dance floor.
Calm down, baby. Back up there.
Jesus. Do-do-si-do.
Joanna is clearly concerned, suggesting that they call an ambulance, but her cries are ignored as we're introduced to Mike, husband of Claire, who tells the men to just throw this woman in his Hummer because she's dehydrated and he can help. What? Joanna insists on getting her help, but is made to feel like she's making a scene, leading to an argument with her husband who takes the lowest blow ever.
Jesus Christ, Joanna!
What?
You were fired! Your kids barely know you, and our marriage is falling apart. And your whole attitude makes people want to kill you. It makes people try to kill you.
A scene that taught me that even the sweetest, nicest man has the breath of an incel. See, all Joanna did was express valid concern for what she saw and was ostracized for it. And sadly, for a moment, she folds, as I've seen many powerful women do. I mean, when you have the world telling you consistently that you are too much, many women just find it easier to just snuff that light in them. So, Joanna tells her husband she'll try, first by getting rid of her black clothing, which, as a fellow powerful, evil, emo bitch, was probably the most heartbreaking part of the film. I mean, she just looks so uncomfortable.
Are these all for day camp tomorrow? I just want you to be proud of me, honey. Huh?
But I digress. Joanna meets up with her new friends, Bobby and Roger, who realize that they all moved to Stepford for the same reason, attempting to save their marriages.
Jerry and I have been in couples counseling for over a year. And finally, I just couldn't take it anymore. I howled, "You've become a gay Republican." And he said, "What's wrong with that?" I said, "What's wrong with that? That's like wanting to be gay with a bad haircut."
Exactly.
So, counselor suggested that we move to the burbs to find a balance.
We moved here as a last resort.
Court order. Don't ask.
Now, while I think Roger would have had a blast at the RNC, each one of these characters' main flaw is the refusal to conform. But they all decide to give Stepford a chance and attend Claire's book club.
Now, I have just finished the 3rd volume of Robert Caro's Life of Lyndon Johnson, and I am dying for the next installment.
Well, that's all marvelous. But today we are going to discuss, well, it is probably the most important book any of us will ever read. Yes, it is provocative, but it is also inspiring. The Heritage Hills Special Edition Golden Deluxe Treasury of Christmas Keepsakes and Collectibles.
Yeah, seems a major theme for the women in Stepford is anti-intellectualism. I really hate to say it again, but sound familiar?
As a Christian woman who has a very healthy connection with my husband, I vote the same way he does, so
Honestly, I would be okay with giving up my right to vote because I know that he would represent me well.
If he was voting on behalf of our household, I would be fine with that.
Do you think your daughter should have the right to vote?
I'd be okay if she didn't, because I also know she's going to marry a biblical man, that they would also be in line.
This is why I'm very weary of any woman who must have a man lead her.
You are the weakest link, goodbye.
Not just weak, very dangerous. Anyway, post book club shenanigans, Bobby and Joanna go to visit Roger, but find a horrifying sight.
Why did Jerry ask us to meet him here?
Proud that I can introduce Stepford's brand new candidate for state senate. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Roger Bannister.
Roger has become exactly what his husband wanted, a gay Republican. But it doesn't stop there. Joanna visits Bobby the next day and finds an even scarier sight.
You want to rule the world? No. I can fix you. I can change you. What have they done to you? Let's get busy.
Leaving Joanna to do the smartest thing any woman in her situation would, and that's try to escape Stepford. But sadly, her husband has other plans.
How could you do this?
Ever since we met, you've beaten me at everything. You're better educated. You're stronger. You're faster. You're a better dancer, a better tennis player. You've always earned at least 6 figures more than I could ever dream of. You're a better speaker, a better executive. You're even better sex. Don't deny it.
I wasn't going to.
Well, don't I get anything?
You got me.
No, I got to hold your purse. I got to tell the kids that you'd be late again. I got to tell the press that you had no comment. I got to work for you.
With me.
Under you. All of us. We married Wonder Women. Supergirls. Amazon queens. Well, you know what that makes us?
Smart. Worthy. Lucky.
We're the wuss.
So rather than reveling in the fact that they have amazing, capable, successful wives, men will hate and resent them for it. Again, sound familiar? This film is hauntingly predictive. I mean, the only thing that has changed since its release is that studios and networks are blocking media like it.
Message!
So, the Stepford transformation has caught Joanna in its grasp, and Claire's husband has set his sights on her, which we see during the party at the Stepford Men's Club. Sweet little Matthew Broderick allows Joanna to dance with Mike and slips away from the party with other plans.
Begin nano reversal. Begin nano reversal. Nano reversal completed. Deleting Stepford program. File corrupted. Deleting vacuuming function.
Honey. Oh, Herbert.
See, with Joanna pretending to be a Stepford wife, they were able to save all the women, but also reveal one of my favorite plot twists ever.
Don't you touch her! He's a Stepford husband. An angel. Now he's just spare parts, thanks to you.
But what are you? Are you a person or a machine?
I'm a lady. A real lady? Every inch.
Yup, this entire thing was created by a woman. See, Claire's tale is the perfect reflection of what happens when you center men. She was a powerful, successful woman, but her husband cheats, and instead of leaving with her success and power, she kills him and goes on to build a techno fascist neighborhood to live out her 1960s fantasy with a robot husband while harming several women along the way. And yet her husband still had a wandering eye, even as a robot, because being chosen was more important than autonomy for her or anyone else.
Message!
Now, my love for this film knows no bounds. It came to me at a time where young Nat was often told by many adults that she'd never get married because she didn't know how to let men be men, which anyway, I was often ostracized for holding men accountable for their actions and refusing to let their gender dictate whether they knew more than me or had any control over anything I had going on over here. Now, mind you, many of these critiques came from women who Tyler Perry found story inspiration from. So, this film definitely helped validate that misogyny can be carried on and upheld by women, and also that men are victims of patriarchy but refuse to participate in dismantling it. And as Stepford Wives star Bette Miller and Yoko Ono once stated, oh shit.
Stupid ass bitch. I really can't believe this shit, y'all.
She really said that, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, she really said that. I had to laugh about it real quick. But Miller aside, this film was an amazing breakdown of the influx of trad wife culture, tech bros, and their intersection in insultry.
Loser!
Up next, we're talking about one of my favorite Meryl Streep films. See, before her days in Osage County or tormenting Nicole Kidman and her children, before her time at Runway, hell, even before her time stealing her best friend Helen's man in Death Becomes Her, she stole the man of ambient guzzling, nigga shouting Roseanne Barr in the 1989 film She Devil. This film falls under my favorite media trope, which is husband leaves wife for new sparkly toy and wife raises hell. See, this story begins with us meeting Ruth, played by famous MAGA rapper Roseanne Barr.
They try to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Got a mean hook, they can't get me with that jam.
Who was getting all dolled up for a party with her husband, Bob.
Tonight, my husband is taking me to a very fancy affair.
Like most men, Bob has a wandering eye that usually keeps him working late, if you know what I mean. See, Bob is an accountant, and he is hoping to network at tonight's party in order to grow his business, but he hits another jackpot.
Ruth, why don't you go get some salt and some Perrier to remove the stain? Hurry, honey, hurry.
So, in order to network further, Bob offers Mary a ride home, but not without dropping his wife off first, a mile away from their front door, even though he had to drive 75 miles to take Mary home. And did I mention they made her sit in the back seat? If it were me, this would have turned into Diary of a Mad Black Woman expeditiously. So the moment Bob arrived to Mary's home, he realized he hit the biggest lick of all time, and it took no time for him and Mary to quickly fall in love.
I guess you've got to have a very vivid imagination to write these romance novels, don't you?
Yes, I do. But I also do a lot of research.
But Ruth catches on immediately, as Bob does not return home that night, and sadly, the way many women with no identity outside of a man act, she had to fight to keep her man. Which was hard, because Mary did exactly what he wanted, and opened her purse.
Mary Fisher, you're just a fling, a novelty, an infatuation. Bob doesn't love you.
I love you.
know my husband better than you ever will, Mary Fisher. And I know what to do to win him back.
Which just ill. The hardest part about watching older films is watching women fawn over men who look like they haven't washed between their ass cheeks in decades. But hey, Ruth insisted that Bob knew where home is. So, in an attempt to keep her man, Ruth keeps her home tidy, mustache wax, and decides to host a dinner with their children and his parents. But the already overwhelmed Ruth is in over her head.
Oh my God!
Herbie!
I'm gonna barf.
As you can expect, the man who had a rich mistress lined up just needed a reason to leave his family behind. And that is what the very enraged Bob does, but not without giving his wife the berating of a lifetime.
You're a bad mother, a lousy wife, and a terrible cook. In fact, have you looked in a mirror recently? I didn't even think you're a woman. Do you know what you are? You're a she-devil.
And honestly, this is why I tell anyone who is attracted to men, whether you are single, dating, married, or just existing, you never, ever put your life in the hands of a man. Because in the words of Kia,
you put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure? He won't fuck your best friend and your sister. A lie to ya, or then screw ya.
And like many others, Ruth had to learn the hard way. But she finally reached a breaking point and decided to destroy the things that he loved most, starting with their homes, which she blows to smithereens using the good old handy metal in a microwave trick. Now, with no place to stay, she then drops the kids off to Bob and his mistress.
You take care, kids. And remember, no matter what, I love you both very much.
Ruth? Ruth, this is your idea of a joke. It's not funny.
Do you have a satellite dish?
See, that scene alone is why I love comedic Meryl Streep. Baby, she faded into those bowls like Homer did the bushes. So, after ruining the happily ever after that Bob and Mary had planned, Ruth enacts phase 2 of her plan. She changes her name to Rose and gets a job at the nursing home where Mary's estranged mother lives. All while Mary's pretty and pink life has been turned upside down. Bob's kids have completely taken over her home and even killed her beloved poodle. I mean, R.I.P. Pokey, although I know that leap over that cliff made it so easy to reach the Rainbow Bridge. And if that wasn't enough, Ruth befriends Mary's mom and convinces her to go visit. And well, we quickly get to understand why Mary had her tucked away in a nursing home far, far, far away from her.
You saying she was promiscuous?
Promiscuous? She was a teenage tramp. She couldn't get enough. She would do it anywhere, anytime, and with anyone. She got knocked up when she was 16.
Really?
Couldn't keep it going. Got to put that cute little baby boy up for adoption.
And to make matters worse, Ruth succeeds in getting Mary's mom kicked out of the nursing home, meaning Mary is stuck with her for the foreseeable future. Not just that, Bob's true colors begin showing as he's returning home all hours of the night, covered in another woman's lipstick, while she's taking care of his kids. And again, I say,
you put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure? He won't fuck your best friend and your sister.
But Ruth, on the other hand, is thriving. After completing her mission at the nursing home, she opens an employment agency for discarded women and enacts the next phase of her plan, going after Bob's career. After learning where Bob works, she sends him a new assistant that immediately catches his eye.
Hello there.
Hello, I'm Olivia. The agency sent me over to interview for the bookkeeping position.
Starting yet another affair in the span of a month. So Ruth catches wind of this and convinces the assistant to confess her love to him, which she does, but Bob accuses her of sleeping her way to the top. As Ruth consoles her, the assistant gives her the exact information she needs. So, they break into the office and decide to make Bob pay.
So how much should I transfer? $20,000?
More.
40,000?
More.
100,000? Okay, let's take out $200,000.
Meanwhile, Mary's life has completely crumbled. Her home has been ransacked by Bob and his kids and her mother. Her image has been ruined as her mother tells the world she was a slut that got pregnant at 16 and gave up her kid. In her latest book, Love in the Rent Cycle, flopped majorly.
Dreadful, embarrassing, terrible, horrifyingly bad. Even those words don't adequately describe Mary Fisher's new novel. This book simply chokes the reader's brain before he can even finish chapter 1. Clearly, this novel is an utter waste of time, paper, ink, and shelf space.
And the worst part of it all, she finds out that Bob is also cheating on her. Like Ruth at the beginning of the film, Mary has reached her breaking point. And like the maid says before her departure,
Miss Fisher, up with this bullshit. I will not put.
So, Mary takes her life back and decides to put her foot down, getting everyone in the house in order. And for a moment, things go well. That is, until Ruth calls the IRS and lets them know about Bob's business dealings. And well, during a party Mary is throwing to rehab her image.
Here's to you, hon.
Robert Carter, I have a warrant for your arrest.
For what?
For fraud and embezzlement.
In one swoop, Ruth takes the last two things that Bob values, his career and his freedom. So I'm actually going to end the story here because that is where it should have ended, and not with Ruth leaving the door open for Bob to return post his prison stint, which...
Stand up! Stand up! Ain't no nigga finna treat me like no yellow Laffy Taffy. I am not the booty piece of the bread.
Last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about a film that I think is very important as we live in a post-Roe v. Wade world. And that is the 2001 classic, Sugar and Spice.
2, 1.
So this and Jawbreaker were on my screen constantly as it was some of my mom's favorite films. And soon they became mine. So at a time where suburban cheerleaders took over cinemas everywhere, this film took a route that many others didn't. You see, while others were focused on competitions and prom, Sugar and Spice tackled a problem that was heavily prevalent in the early 2000s, and that is teen pregnancy. So we are dropped into this story mid-investigation.
A heinous crime has been committed here. Should you decide that your testimony might jeopardize your personal safety?
Look, Sibowitz, I said I'd tell you everything. Just hoping we can finish this up before menopause kicks in.
And the very determined yet annoying Lisa is the narrator for this journey. And to give you an idea of Lisa...
Now, the squad as a whole, they're closer than Carolina cousins. I mean, some people say they're like lesbos or something, but that's just mostly the egg-offs in band.
Lisa begins by introducing our main character, Diane Weston, captain of the A Squad and stereotypical girl next door who was chosen over Lisa to run the cheer squad, which explains the hateration in her narration of the story, i.e.
Let's start with the one that thinks her shit don't stink. Diane Weston. She's like a goddamn poster child for high school.
She proceeds to introduce the rest of the squad as Hannah, the uber Christian tart, Cleo Miller, the bra stuffing maniac who has to see the school shrink to deal with her Conan O'Brien obsession.
Dreams? You mean like where I'm in Conan's all-leather apartment? I mean, I don't know if he has one. That's why it's a dream. And suddenly, we're buck naked and all oiled up.
Up next, Kansas Hill, the bad seed who gets her personality from her imprisoned mother who killed her dad after catching him cheating while she was in labor. And last but not least, Lucy, the geek with OCD. Overall, Lisa is a professional hating ass bitch. So she continues her hateration by continuing the story, beginning at the school prep rally, where she and the B squad have to watch Diane and the rest of the A squad perform. And she could not let them be great. She admits to reporting them to the National Cheerleading Association. But hey, this was also the moment Diane and the school's new quarterback, Jack, fall in love.
Nobody saw it coming, especially not Jack. Jack was fine.
If nothing gets you to watch this film, I hope peak early 2000s fine ass James Marsden does. Now, as many quarterbacks and lead cheerleaders in American media, these two immediately fall in love and become inseparable. From the waist down, at least, meaning all they did was fornicate. And not too soon after, they entered the next part of the quarterback and cheerleader story.
I have an announcement to make. Yeah? Me and Diane. Oh, what the hey? We're getting married.
No! Yes!
But not before I have our baby.
Just like many parents of the early 2000s, they never talked to their kids about sex, but refused to deal with the consequences of not talking to your kids about sex. So they immediately kicked Jack and Diane to the curb, leaving them to fend for themselves. Now, even their friends have very interesting reactions.
But you're not married. Wait, did you say you are pregnant or you were pregnant? You had it, threw it out, and now you're gonna go back and dance all night?
Shut up, Cleo. Di, how much do you need for an abortion?
What? No, not an abortion. My church can arrange for you to go to Oregon and take care of a sick aunt for 9 months. Then they find your baby a good home and you come back a little dazed and puffy, but everything's fine. Oh, please, Di, don't be a whore and a murderer.
The very determined Diane and Jack decided to make this work, first by finding a home. But being two children in high school has left them with very few options. So they get a rundown apartment and begin preparing for their baby, soon learning that they are in over their heads. See, Jack gets fired from multiple jobs because all he knows how to do is throw a football. Diane gets a job at a bank inside a grocery store, but even that isn't enough for their expenses. On top of all of that, they try and continue their normal lives as high school students. And with Jack being as dumb as fucking rocks, Diane is slowly realizing that
The Beatles were wrong. Love isn't all you need. Love won't pay the rent. Love won't buy my baby diapers. And love sure as hell won't buy me my new Dolce & Gabbana jeans when I lose my baby weight. Pretty soon, we'll be broke and I'll just be another fat ass wearing chick jeans.
seems like we should make this film a mandatory viewing for all women whenever they have the urge to be pregnant. Ugh. Now, speaking of frontal lobes, during a movie night with the girls, she comes up with the idea to rob a bank with her friends, who are hesitant at first, but are real ride-or-die bitches who definitely agree to help her.
A state of love, bonding, trust, real friendship.
So first, they agree to hide this from Jack, which was easy because he's stupid. Next, they begin planning, which starts off a little bumpy. So they have the great idea to watch robbery movies and learn from their mistakes, but that somehow causes conflict.
I'm sorry, Diane, but I'm not gonna watch my dreams fade away because a Virgin Mary here thinks she can get ideas from kiddie movies. Those of us who have parents know they have rules because they care.
Are you sure you want to go there?
Maybe. Ow! You guys!
But soon after, they learn that Diane is having twins, which makes them even more determined to get that money. So Kansas visits the one person she knows can help them, her murderer mom.
My best friend got pregnant. Before you? Woohoo! Yeah, I know, that's what I said too. Anyway, we want to help her get some money for the baby by robbing a bank. Well, shit fire, Kansas. That's the sweetest thing I ever heard.
You know, my favorite thing about this film is how the women look out for each other.
Ride or die, fool, ride or die.
But anyway, the girls return to the prison and meet with friends of Kansas's mom, who give them great advice and connections for all they'll need, including weapons. But as suspected, they run into a few hiccups. First, the weapons cost a lot more money than they expect, so they reach a bargain with the gunsmith.
I got a daughter. She's always dreamt of being a cheerleader. Tell you what I'll do. If you put her on your squad, I mean, put her on the squad, don't make her haul around your pom-poms, you give her something to do. Then I'll give you the guns.
You're kidding.
Leaving the gunsmith with guns and a new friend. Not just that, Jack finally gets Diane an engagement ring, but sells their getaway car to do so. Leading to one of my favorite parts of the film.
Jump in! We can't stop! The brakes are bad! Yeah, Kansas, hurry! Burn, you gotta slow down! Oh, dear Lord, please don't let us run over Kansas. Oh, no! Kansas, get in! Please, Kansas! Jump in! Jump in! The brakes are broken! Kansas! Come on! Kansas!
New squad member and no breaks aside, the girls move forward with the robbery. Dressed as pregnant Betty dolls, they pull off the funniest and cuntiest robbery of all time.
Are you robbing the supermarket or the bank branch?
The bank!
Okay, so do you want everybody down or just the people at the bank?
All of you! Branch! Shit, this ain't working. Everybody down!
Everything went smoothly, except they didn't plan for a couple of things. First, their robbery becoming national news.
June, by the way, the robbers practically flew up to spray paint the security cameras. I think it was an Asian gang. Yeah, because as a people, they tend to be quite tiny and very acrobatic.
Was dressed like a bunch of freaking Betty dolls, for sake. They had these little voices, and only a bunch of damn queers would shoot up a union camp.
It was like the whole country had come down with Betty doll fever.
And second, hating ass Lisa being at the grocery store and immediately clocking their illegal pyramid and turning them in not just to the National Cheerleaders Association, but also the FBI. But our girl Diane planned for everything. Leaning into the age-old phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, she uses her only phone call in jail to call Lisa, who surprisingly turns over a new leaf.
Lisa, it's Diane. We need to talk. And that's why I came forward. I mean, even the kids on the short bus can see that all the evidence points to Diane and the A squad.
Oh, sure does. Your testimony will prove invaluable.
Unfortunately, it wasn't them.
So the girls are released from jail and Lisa awaits them to give them a ride home, leaving them confused, but Diane made a deal with her that she just couldn't refuse.
What's in it for her? Well, the A squad is gonna need a new captain soon. You can't be serious! Lisa really does know all the rules. Look! If it wasn't for my alibi, you'd all be doing college by correspondence.
Now, while this film is pretty much just white suburban set it off, I love it because it's a great depiction of what real friendship and real girlhood looks like. But they also did an amazing job at showing what pregnancy realistically looks like. Meaning that even though her focus should have been just creating two humans, Diane was the only person in her relationship who saw the reality of bills, diapers, and parenting. While Jack was allowed to play football, be as dumb as rocks, and do the absolute bare minimum.
Unacceptable!
Diane had to keep herself and her family afloat, and with no parental or financial support, so she had to rob a bank just to do so. All while keeping Jack in the dark and running the show behind the scenes while upholding a facade that made him feel comfortable in his manhood. Which is why I must say one last time, ladies. You put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure? I have learned many lessons from Campy Comedies. It's how I built such a sturdy, anti-conformist, fuck niggas get money foundation. Now, these films have taught me lessons about life, love, and men that have stuck with me, and I really hope you'll go and check them out. If interested, most of them are on Tubi and YouTube Movies to watch for free, along with several others like But I'm a Cheerleader, Drop Dead Gorgeous, To Wong Fu, Serial Mom, Black Dynamite, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, and so much more. So go have a movie night, laugh, be entertained, and more importantly, I hope you leave with the lessons that these films left me with. And if you guys are digging it, I think I might do another campy deep dive because this was fun.
Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
But with that, we are concluding episode 2 of Run That Back. I'll catch y'all next time, and I promise the next episode will not be so far away. But thank you for joining me, and I cannot wait to see you again. Bye, y'all.
PF ... I'm out this bitch.
One more thing, guys. So this episode's display is The Shattered Moon, a dark fantasy novel written by my friend, Dr. K.M. Samuels. Now, if you're a lover of fantasy and want to see more Black and queer representation, baby, this is the book for you. Now, it follows the Inquisitor priest of the Reborn Sun, Jalen Kogar, who does not hesitate to burn an apostate where they stand. Now, Jalen has vowed to protect the light, sight, and order that the Reborn Sun has restored to the world after the endless night. Now, all is well until a routine cleansing reveals that the Destroyer, the dark force responsible for plunging the world into an untold age of darkness, has motherfucking returned. Now, this is a dark fantasy epic written by a queer and Black author. And did I mention it's self-published? So if you're interested, please click the link down below in the description and check it out. I promise you will not be disappointed.